Let's go over how to create a chart, quickly format it, delete it, move it to a new tab, or move it to a completely new file, and many other chart tips. To create a chart, select your data, then go to Insert and check the recommended charts first. Often Excel's recommendations are pretty good and can give you helpful chart ideas. You can also look through all the chart type options such as column, waterfall, funnel, line, pie, scatter, combo, and the different variations of each. Don't worry about picking the best chart right now. You can always change the chart type later. I will use the recommended pie chart. Once you have your chart, you can select it and move it by dragging it around. You can select any part of the chart and remove it with the delete key. To get the chart formatting options, double-click the chart to open the Format pane on the right, or select the chart and go to Format next to Chart Design. The menu and options that appear will depend on what is selected in your chart and will change depending on whether you selected the whole chart or just certain elements. To resize the chart, select the size options, check the lock aspect ratio so the chart stays proportional, and resize it by manually dragging the corners or by changing the height and width in the Format pane. After you work on a chart for a bit, you can still change the chart type by going to Change Chart Type and scrolling through the chart options. If you have any custom chart templates saved, you can choose one of them and apply it to your chart. Another quick way to change the chart layout is by using the predefined chart styles. Or you can go to Quick Layout to test your chart with different chart elements. You can also manually add elements such as data labels, a legend, or chart titles by using the Add Chart Element options. To delete a chart, select it and press the Delete key. To move a chart, you have three options. First, select the chart and use Copy and Paste to move it to a new location, such as a new tab. Second, select the chart and use the Cut and Paste option. The difference between the two is that the first one leaves you with two copies of the chart, while the second one moves the chart from one location to another. The third way is to use the Move Chart option on the Chart Design ribbon. You have two options here. Move it to a new sheet or move it as an object to another current tab. When I move it to a new sheet, notice that the chart fills the entire worksheet tab. It becomes a new chart sheet. Excel creates a special sheet that holds only the chart. You can edit and format the chart, but you cannot enter any other data on that tab. When you move the chart as an object to another existing tab that you select from the drop-down menu, it becomes an embedded chart object that sits on top of your worksheet, and you can move and format it as usual. If the Move Chart option isn't working for you to move a chart to an existing tab, it is likely due to Workbook being protected, maybe a shared file, or objects being hidden. If you want to print just the chart, selecting it and going to Print will print anything that's active on the worksheet, so that will not work. The first option is to select the worksheet area around the chart. Then go to Page Layout and choose Set Print Area. That way, only the chart area will print. The second option is to move the chart to its own separate chart sheet. Since that sheet contains only the chart, you can then print the chart by itself on a full page. Before we move a chart to a completely new file, let me show you a few more ways to change chart colors and themes. Once you create a chart, you can go to Page Layout and change the colors or themes to update the chart colors and fonts. Then you can also go to the Chart menu and under Change Colors, go through the built-in color options. You can also select your chart together with other objects, text boxes, or shapes and group them to become one unit. Now let's say I want to move my charts to a completely new worksheet. You can use the Copy or Cut option from before. Notice that in this new file, I only have the charts. I do not have the original Data tab. Right now, the charts, titles, and text boxes are still linked to my original file. Let's test it. If I update the numbers in my original file, my charts update in both files, in the original one and the new file where I moved a copy of my charts. If you want to break the links to the original data, go to the Data tab and then Workbook Links. Find the file that is linked to your charts. Click the three dots and select Break the Links. Confirm that you want to break the links because this action cannot be undone. Now when I update the numbers in my original data file, my still linked charts update, but the charts in the new file no longer update. Here are two other tips when working with Excel charts. Look what happens when I resize the columns and rows in my sheet. The chart on the left gets resized and distorted, but the chart on the right is unaffected. To prevent the chart from changing when rows and columns change, select the chart, go to Size and Properties, and choose the Move but Don't Size with Cells option to protect the chart proportions. Another issue you may run into is that when you hide certain data on your worksheet, the chart using that data may disappear. Notice here that one chart disappears while the other using the same data doesn't. Why is that? To keep the chart visible even when the source data is hidden, select the chart, then go to Chart Design, select Data, and check Show Data in Hidden Rows and Columns. Now, even if your data is grouped or hidden, the chart will still remain visible. Also, you can copy one chart's layout and formatting by going to Edit, then Copy, then select another chart and using the Edit and Paste Special option, paste formatting onto the new chart. So the layout and formatting matches your first one exactly. Another useful tip is that you can link your chart title to a title in your table. So the chart title updates automatically whenever you update the cell with the title. You can also insert text boxes and shapes directly into your chart. For example, if I have missing data for Texas and want to add a note for anyone viewing the chart, I can select the chart, go to Insert, choose Text Box, and type directly inside it. Then I can format and position it anywhere I want on the chart. You can do the same with shapes by inserting one, resizing it, and formatting to highlight or emphasize something important on the chart. Because the text box and shape are inserted into the chart, they become part of the chart and will move with it. Charts and data labels on your charts can also display symbols. I'm going to create a waterfall chart here, and it would be helpful to show up and down arrows for the monthly sales percentage change. First, I need to find the symbols I want to use. Go to Insert and choose Symbol. If that option is grayed out, try pressing Ctrl plus Command plus Space on your keyboard to open the symbol dialog box. Find the symbols you want, then copy them. Next, select the percentage data and create a custom number format. Add the symbols into the type box and separate each section with a semicolon. You can also assign a red color to the down arrow. Now the data in my table displays the symbols, and so does the data in my charts. One limitation of the chart is that the symbol colors in the chart do not always match the colors shown in the worksheet, even if you try to apply the same custom number format to the chart. Finally, you can also save an image of your chart to share or to keep as reference for yourself. And you can also save a chart that you modified as a template that you can reuse by selecting the chart, then going to Chart Design, change chart type, and save as template. Then you can apply it to any chart you create by going to your saved templates. It will not always work though if your data does not support that chart type. Thanks so much for watching.